Billie, and I'm going to play a song.
I made it because I'm not saying I made it. I'm saying I made music because I wanted to.
Once again, like it happens every year, I thought I had more time.
My name is Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish.
What do you want from me?
That's James Cameron.
No one shot a concert film on this scale.
I'm just scared of me.
Billie Eilish's rise from nothing to superstar is just insane. Let me tell you about Billie Eilish before the fame, before the Grammys, before everyone in the world knew her name. Picture this: a small house in Los Angeles, no fancy studios, no Hollywood pressure. Just a kid growing up in a creative family where music was as normal as eating breakfast. Billie was born into a home where both parents were artists, not rich, not celebrities, just people who love creativity and expression. And here's the part most people don't think about. You know how most kids wake up, put on a backpack and go to school? Well, Billie didn't. She was homeschooled. That meant no bells, no crowded hallways, no trying to fit in. Instead, she spent her days learning at her own pace, singing around the house, writing little songs, and letting her imagination run wild. She was quiet, sensitive, the kind of kid who felt things deeply. She didn't always feel like she fit in with other kids, and honestly, that feeling stuck with her. But instead of fighting it, she leaned into it. Music became her safe place. Singing wasn't a hobby, it was something she did naturally, like breathing. And without realizing it, that different childhood was quietly shaping one of the most unique artists the world would ever see. Now listen, this part right here matters a lot, because Billie Eilish didn't grow up in a normal, do your homework and be quiet type of house. Her parents were artists, not the strict, get a normal job kind of parents. They believed in creativity. They believed in letting kids explore who they are instead of forcing them to be in a box. So imagine growing in a home where singing out loud was normal, where writing songs wasn't weird, and where being different wasn't something you had to hide. And the biggest influence in that house? Her brother, Phineas. He wasn't just her brother, he was a creative partner before the world even knew their names. They spent hours together making music, joking around, experimenting, failing, and trying again, with no pressure, with no rules, just their creativity. What's important is this: nobody in that house was chasing fame. There was no "you have to be famous." The focus was always on enjoying the process, making music because it felt good, not because it might blow up. That kind of environment gave Billie something rare. Freedom. Freedom to create, freedom to feel, and freedom to be herself without apology. And that freedom, that's where everything started. Now this is where things start getting really, interesting. So stay with me. Billie Eilish didn't come up with some big master plan to be famous. There was no audition, no talent show, no record label chasing her at first. It was just her and her brother, figuring things out together. Phineas was already writing songs. He had ideas, melodies, lyrics, and Billie? She had this voice, soft, emotional, almost whisper-like, but it hit you. So instead of looking for studios or producers, they did the simplest thing possible. They stayed home. So picture this, right? Billie in her bedroom, recording vocals, Phineas in the other room, producing the song on his laptop. No expensive equipment, no big team, just trust, total trust. She trusted his vision, he trusted her voice. And that's what made them special. They weren't trying to sound like anyone else. They weren't trying to copy what was on the radio. They were just being honest. If something felt weird, they kept it. If something felt emotional, they leaned on it. Without realizing it, this brother-sister duo was building a sound that felt real, raw, and different. This is the moment where everything quite flips. So here's what happened. Billie Eilish didn't record this song thinking, yeah, this is one that's gonna change my life. Not even close. The song, Ocean Eyes, was actually written by her brother, for his own band. Billie just sang it for fun. That's it. No pressure and no plan. They uploaded it to SoundCloud, with no marketing, no label behind it, etc. Just a simple upload, like thousands of songs that get posted every single day. But then people started listening, and not just a few people, thousands, then hundreds of thousands, and then millions. Strangers were sharing it online, blogs started talking, music industry people started asking, who is this? And remember, she was still just a teenager, sitting at home, living a normal life. While the internet was slowly exploding over her voice, that's the wild part. Her life didn't change in one loud moment. It changed quietly. One upload, one song, one voice that felt different from anything else. And without even realizing it, that one bedroom recording opened the door to everything that came next. Now imagine this for a second. One day, you're just a regular kid, hanging out at home. And then the next, the whole world knows your voice. That's exactly what happened to Billie. After Ocean Eyes blew up, they moved fast, like really fast. Record labels started calling, interviews started popping up. People wanted to know everything about her, how she looked, how she dressed, how old she was. And the craziest part, she was still growing up. Here's something people don't talk about enough. Fame doesn't sound exciting, but when it hits you that young, it can feel overwhelming. Billie didn't suddenly feel confident and fearless. She felt anxious, confused, sometimes even scared. Imagine millions of people having opinions about you before even fully knowing who you are. She still wanted to be a kid, to hang out, to figure life out slowly, but the internet didn't wait. Expectations were everywhere, and instead of pretending everything was perfect, she admitted it. This was hard. That honesty mattered, because while the world saw a rising star, Billie was just a young person trying to stay grounded. Now this is where Billie really started standing out, and I mean really standing out. Look around at most young pop stars. Tight clothes, perfect poses, big smiles. Billie looked at all that and basically said, nah, that's not for me. Instead, she showed up in oversized hoodies, baggy pants, bright colors, weird fits, and people were confused. But here's the truth, she later explained. It wasn't just fashion, it was protection. She didn't want the world judging her body. She didn't want hairlines picking her apart. So she took control early. She decided how people would see her. Not the industry, not social media. Just her. And the funny thing, that confidence made her even more powerful. Fans didn't just like her music, they felt her energy. They saw someone who wasn't trying to be sexy, perfect, polished, but just trying to be real. Without trying to be fashion icon, she became one. And without following any rules, she proved something important. You don't have to look like everyone else to be successful. Sometimes being different is the whole point. Now let's talk about something real, because this is where Billie Eilish connected with people on a whole different level. Instead of pretending everything was perfect, she did the opposite. She talked openly about anxiety, about depression, about feeling overwhelmed. And you have to understand, most artists at her level avoid those topics. They hide it. But she didn't. She admitted that fame messed with her head sometimes. That waking up every day knowing millions of people are watching you can feel heavy. That being young in the spotlight doesn't magically fix your problems. It can actually make them a bit tougher. And when she talked about body image, she didn't sugarcoat it. She said how comments hurt, how pressure builds, how even confidence can come and go. That honesty made people feel less alone. Like, wait, she feels this as well? That's why her fans didn't just listen to her music. They trusted her, because she wasn't acting strong all the time. She was being human. And in a world full of filters and fake perfection, that kind of honesty, that's powerful. This is the part where things go from she's different to, okay, now she's everywhere. When Billie Eilish dropped her first major album, it didn't just do well, it actually dominated. Charts, streaming platforms, social media. Suddenly her songs were playing in cars, stores, phones, like everywhere you went. And then came award season, Grammys, big stages, big lights, and somehow the quiet kid from a small house in LA was standing there winning award after award. Not one, not two, multiple, in one night. History making stuff. What's crazy is that she didn't change who she was to get there. That was the same voice, her same energy, her same honesty. While other artists chased radio hits, Billie stayed in her lane, and then the world followed her into it. She went on tours around the world, sold out shows, fans screaming lyrics back at her word for word. And even with all that success, you could tell that this felt unreal to her. You know, from the bedroom with her recordings, it's actually being on a global level. Now here's something a lot of artists mess up, but Billie didn't. As she got older, and instead of fighting that change or pretending to be the same person, she was like, nah, this is for me. You know, her music started to sound different, more mature, more emotional, less about shock and more about what she feels. And you can tell, this wasn't about chasing hits. She wasn't even trying to copy what was trending on TikTok or the radio. She was just, you know, trying to be honest about where she was in life, growing up, learning, messing up, and healing. Some people didn't like the change, and that's normal. But Billie didn't panic. You know, she didn't run back to what worked before. She stayed confident in her evolution. Because she understood something important. If you don't grow, you get stuck. That mindset is rare. Especially in an industry that wants you to stay the same forever. But Billie chose growth over comfort, and that decision kept her relevant, respected, and real. She wasn't just a young star anymore. She was becoming an artist with a long future ahead of her. Now let's zoom out for a second, because when you look at the full picture, you start to understand why Billie Eilish is more than just a successful artist. She didn't just make hit songs. She changed how people see pop stars. She showed that you can be quiet, awkward, emotional, and still be powerful. That you didn't need to be loud, flashy, or perfect to be heard. You just needed to be real. Think about how many people saw themselves in her. Kids who felt different, kids who felt too sensitive, kids who felt like they didn't fit in the world. Billie made them feel normal, seen, and accepted. She also proved something huge for music. You don't need $1 million studios or big industries to start. A bedroom, a laptop, trust, and honesty can be enough. Her legacy isn't just awards or charts. It's impact, it's influence, it's the permission she gave people to be themselves without an apology. And that's why her story matters. Not because she became famous, but because she stayed true while doing it.